Oh, very lovely, Miata Keith. Always one of my favorites. Just give it up one more time. Tom, you ever heard a more beautiful voice than that? Isn't that nice?
It's beautiful, all right, beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
Good. I tell you who had sung here a couple times too is Josh White Jr. You know Josh White?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good, yeah.
So anyways, I noticed one thing. You see, you have some police memorabilia up there. There isn't the odd cop that stops in here, is there?
Well, we used to have probably 50 cops coming in here years ago, but
No kidding.
most of them are retired right now. But they couldn't get them out of the place in the morning, you know. They wanted to stay all night.
Oh, did they,
Yeah.
Joni?
I got a story.
Good.
They always called this the 18th precinct, in
17th,
fact, or 17th, and they actually put a sign up. Well, in Detroit, there's only 16 precincts. And one time, Coleman Young, they had a big fundraiser for him. So the policeman grabbed Tom, and they went down there to the fundraiser. And when they introduced Tom, they always called him the commander. And they still do when they talk to him. And they said, well, we want you to meet the commander of the 16th precinct. 17th precinct. And Coleman Young kind of looked, and he says, geez, he says, I thought we only had 16. He says, oh, no, we have 17. This is the commander.
So that's just not an honorary thing. The cops backed it up.
Yeah.
They said they adopted it.
Yeah.
Well, that way to go. That's a good one. So we're here in the 17th precinct with Tommy O'Halloran himself. Now, Tommy, you've had other. Tell me about some of the wildest characters that have stopped in here. Who was that?
Let's see. Like I say, we had a man from Riverdance, which is very good to have, you know.
Oh, we had not the famous folks. I mean, them crazy neighborhood people that come in here and made the Tipperary what it is.
Well, we had Tom Early here, and Tom used to come in here all the time. One of my greatest customers. He just died about 2 months ago. And,
He didn't know your money, did he?
I don't. He always paid me back. he always asked me, "What do you have in the hip?" You know. But we had some very famous people, firemen and all that, coming out for years. Very good.
Yeah, that's one thing I always tell people. I go, Tommy is so free with the drinks and everything at the tip, you know. It's always like letting people run tabs and things, and it's like, and I go, one thing about Tommy O'Halloran, when he's crying at someone's funeral, he usually really means it, because they. Isn't that right, Tom?
Yeah, that's true. It is.
But now, Tom, you've sold the place. You're ready to retire a little bit. Is that right?
Well, I'm hoping to retire anyway, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, this young woman of mine keeps me on the go all the time, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And we got 5 grandchildren. They keep us on the go.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So there won't be no time for staying in bed, I tell you that much.
Well, I tell you what, you're gonna wonder how you ever found time to work, right? With chasing on them young kids.
That's right.
And I see we got now here's some young men setting up on the stage right now. Now they're
He's a tall guy, isn't he?
oh, and now we're gonna get some of the young Irish guys up here. Now they're carrying on the musical tradition, and we're gonna go to them in a moment. And thank you very much. Okay, well, the show was pretty special till now. Now I'm stuck interviewing this guy, Terry Murphy. Yay! What? This might be the only bar where the name Terry Murphy gets a round of applause. I don't know how that happens. Terry, it's good to have you, buddy. How you doing?
Good. It's great to see you.
And you're on this side of the bar today. Normally you're the bar. You work all over this place. You work on the stage and back there. Is that
That's true.
correct?
I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Is that an accent you got there? Is that a real thing, or is that just for the for professional purposes?
It's from my father from Boston. Okay.
Oh, okay, good enough. So, anyways, Terry, you've been tending bar here a long time, and you've seen some wacky stuff, man. It's one of these, like I tell people all the time, I go, there's something about the tip. It brings something out in people, and weird things can sometimes happen. You got a story for us? You lay on us?
A lot of weird things can happen, but we won't comment on that. The Tipperary has always been a great place to come to. You always feel it. As Pete Hamill, the journalist, said, it's a place that feels like home. And they always, Tom and Joan and Lord have mercy on Kathleen always made us feel welcome. And God bless Mike Higgins, too, as well. Always made us feel like family.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, preach on, brother.
And
Preach
it
on,
was,
brother Terry.
yeah, it was, and that's what keeps us coming back. It's,
Oh, that's
you know,
right. Yeah, like I say, there's a million Irish bars, and there's something about this one that when you're here once, your family, you come back, you come back.
Exactly.
And I gotta be honest, Terry, you're a big part of that, man. You've been tending bar here a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been great too.
Yeah.
Tom gave me a job when I didn't have any. I didn't have a job.
And then, so you pulled some pints for some pretty famous people, maybe, have you, or no?
Yeah, one was Will Miller of the Irish Rovers. I think I pulled pints for Bobby Clancy of the Clancy Brothers and Liam Clancy, and yeah, that was fun all together.
Yeah, so when you're talking to Terry Murphy, you're talking about a man who pulled a pint of Guinness for the Clancy brothers. I mean, that's like Irish royalty right there, isn't it? And you know what? Now, Terry, you know these two fellas up here, don't you?
Yes, I do, and they're great guys all together.
And the thing I like about it is, you know, when you hear about Irish music, and, you know, you mentioned the Irish Rovers and the Clancy brothers, there's a whole new young generation of guys that are picking up the torch. And, I mean, these are two of my favorites. We got Steve Cousins on the squeeze box. Is that, what do you call that box there? Is that a squeeze box, Terry?
Accordion, and Steve is. I love Steven's touch on the box there. He reminds me of Jackie Daly, even and God bless John. He's a great singer and
Yeah, and then we got.
player. He's carrying the torch. It's great.
That's right. We got John Freeman and Steve Cousins, everybody. Let's give them up one.
Thank you. I was born on Dublin Street, where the loyalist drums do beat, and the bloody British boots, they tramped all over us. And each and every night, when me pa would come home tight, he'd call the neighbors out with this here chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come and fight me like a man. Show your wives how you won medals down at Flanders. Tell them how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely hills of Killishandra. Yeah, tell them how you slew them poor Arabs 2 by 2. Like the Zulus, they had knives and bows and arrows. Or how you knocked down one with your 16-pounder gun and frightened them poor natives to the marrow. Come out, you black and tans, come and fight me like a man. Show your wives how you won medals down at Flanders. Or how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely hills of Killishandra. Let us hear you proudly tell how you slams the great Parnell when you thought him well and truly persecuted. Where are the sneers and jeers you gladly let us hear when our heroes of 16 were executed? Come out, you black and tans, come and fight me like a man. Show your wives how you won medals down at Flanders, or how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely hills of Killishandra. The time is coming fast, it may be here at last, when our freedom will be spread out before us. And if there be a need, me kids will say Godspeed, a verse or two of Stephen Behan's chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come and fight me like a man. Show your wives how you won medals down at Flanders. Tell them how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely hills of Killishandra. Yeah, come out, you black and tans, come and fight me like a man. Show your wives how you won medals down at Flanders. Tell them how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely hills of Killishandra. Thank you. This is a Neil Young tune. From Haig to Hendrix, I'll walk these streets with you. Here I am with this old guitar, doing what I do. I always expected you would see me through. I never believed in much, but I believed in you. Can we get it together? Can we still stand side by side? Can we make it last like a musical light? From Maryland to Madonna, I always loved your smile. Now we're headed for the big divorce, California style. I found myself singing like some long lost friends. The same thing that makes you live can kill you in the end. Can we get it together? Can we still stand side by side? Can we make it last like a musical light? Sometimes it's distorted, not clear to you. Sometimes the beauty of love just comes ringing through. New glass in the window, new leaf in the tree, new distance between us, you and me. Can we get it together? Can we still stand side by Thank you very much.
Okay, we're back at All right, everybody, we're back at Crystal's Motortown Cafe's 100th show anniversary special. Yay, 100 shows. And now I have, the honors just keep piling up. I have with me today Teresa Higgins, who got the biggest shoes to fill in Detroit, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You are the new owner of the Tipperary Pub. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And yay, let's hear it for her. And Teresa's made us all a promise that it's going to be the same old tip you always knew. She ain't going to change nothing. You're going to keep some of these old timers, the old bartenders around, are you?
As many as that want to stay, yes. We want to keep it the same Tipperary that everyone's familiar and comfortable with. It's, as Terry Murphy mentioned, a family situation. You feel that you're part of family when you come here and want to make people keep that. Feeling.
Teresa, you don't know how good that makes all us feel, because, man, when you hear about old Tom was ready to retire, and God bless him, he deserved it, and but boy, were we worried. And it's going to be in very capable hands. Thanks a lot for carrying on the tradition.
Thanks. For those that don't know, thank you. For those that don't know, my brother Mike was the bartender here for a number of years, and so, of course, our family's been involved with the tip for a lot of years, and so we definitely want to keep it going and make everybody very welcome. So keep coming. We're going to have a grand time.
And there is one thing I want to mention. You wanted to mention, and it's the funniest thing. As soon as Terry was done his interview, he said, "Tony, I can't believe I didn't mention." And then Joni walked up and said, "Tony, I can't believe I didn't mention." They all had one man on their mind. Can we mention the Boston burglar? Back there behind the bar? Who's Jack O'Neill, everybody. Let's give him a big round of applause. Jack, everyone was ashamed. They feel terribly to mention your name, but we're glad to have you here today. You're the biggest part of the Tipperary Pub as anybody else. And now we got some more real good music coming up. We got Terry, who was here earlier, on the guitar. We got some guy named Tom O'Halloran. I don't know who he is. He's playing the squeeze box. And they're joined today by the owner of the Irish Hut in Mount Clemens. Bill Mannion is going to sing us a song. Everybody, let's get him up there.
I will teach them the very same lessons that my mother, she taught to me. Tipperary